All right, let's get this show started.
Robert Whittaker wants a big name for his next light heavyweight fight, and a former champion appears ready to answer the call. In July, Whittaker successfully made his light heavyweight debut, finishing Nikita Krylov in the third round at UFC 329. The victory immediately earned him a spot in the 205-pound rankings, and now Rob has his sights set on another top contender. Speaking to Michael Bisping and Paul Felder on the BYM podcast, Whittaker mentioned Magomed Ankalaev as a potential opponent while shutting down a possible matchup with Paulo Costa, pointing out that he already defeated him at middleweight.
I'd love to get in there with like Ank. I'd love to get in there with, well, Jan just had a loss, but I would have loved to have jumped in there with him. That Bogdan would have been great. Like anyone up. Like people keep throwing the name Costa out there, but I fought him before. There's a lot of other guys to fight as well. I won't fight the boys that I train with. You know, if we reach a point where we're 1, 2, and 3 with me, Carlos, and Nav, then I'm sure we can all sit down and find a way to get paid bank. Yeah. But like there's a lot of people to fight, you know, and I've still got some work to do for myself in the rankings. I'm enjoying the progression. I'm enjoying coming up and going through the rankings again. It feels like a new chapter because of that.
However, former UFC light heavyweight champion Jan Blachowicz, who recently suffered a knockout loss to Navajo Sterling, has thrown his name into the mix, tweeting, "Hey at Robert Whittaker, let's turn your words into action. Would you guys like to see Blachowicz versus Whittaker? Let us know in the comments below." Joe Rogan believes Tom Aspinall has been treated unfairly in the aftermath of UFC 321. After undergoing double eye surgery following his fight with Cyril Gane, Aspinall was accused by many fans of exaggerating the severity of his injuries. Now, during a recent episode of the Joe Rogan Experience with Rico Verhoeven as a guest, Rogan came to Aspinall's defense, saying the Brit got really f***ed over in the fight against Gane. Verhoeven, a longtime friend of Aspinall, echoed Rogan's comments, insisting that Aspinall would never quit or exaggerate an injury because he has the heart of a true fighter. Manager Ali Abdelaziz has high expectations for Usman Nurmagomedov if he makes the move to the UFC. Speaking in a recent interview on the Pound for Pound podcast with Kamaru Usman and Henry Cejudo, Abdelaziz predicted that Khabib's cousin would dominate the UFC lightweight division. He singled out only Arman Tsarukyan as a matchup that could present a real challenge for Usman.
He used to mid down hooker. I love Paddy Pimblett. I think he's a great guy.
Right.
Usman will stop him in under 2 rounds. I think he will make Ilia quit. He will hit kick him, knock him out flat. The only fight I can see competitive, him and Arman. Charles Oliveira, he would make him quit. He will make him quit. What Charles Oliveira can do to him. Strike with him, good luck with that. Take him down, good luck with that. And he will absolutely demolish Max Holloway. Demolish Max Holloway. Because he can take him. Let me tell you why.
I love it, Ali. I love it.
Let me tell you why. I love Max. I respect Max. Max can wrestle. And he can grapple. Usman can grapple or can wrestle. Guess what? Max he have great striking. But no, he cannot mix it up like Usman. The only real competitor with Usman is Arman Tsarukyan. I would say that.
Ilia Topuria's manager, Malki Kawa, has fired back at Ali Abdelaziz after Ali claimed that Usman Nurmagomedov would head kick Topuria and make him quit. Kawa didn't hold back in his response. Here's what he had to say.
All right, so now back to the MMA stuff, right? If you see my last post, you got this guy, he's sitting there with 2 of his clients, right? And one of them happens to be Usman. And they're sitting here talking about his next opponent. And then, oh yeah, he will beat this guy, and he will beat that guy, and he will do this, and he will do that. Guy, shut the f*** up. Ilia Topuria will f***ing annihilate 100% of your roster, including, if we fought Gaethje again, buddy, he will f***ing beat the shit out of him. We all know that Ilia was better. He had a bad night. Your boy did good. Congratulations. Stop hyping up the other shit. You sound like a f***ing clown. Ilia Topuria is still, in my book, the #1 fighter in the world. I promise you guys, when the comeback comes, you will see what happens. Paddy Pimblett, Islam, Usman, Gaethje, it doesn't matter who, doesn't matter when, okay? You guys will see a f***ing masterclass. That's what that is. But to sit here as an agent on the podcast of your clients and be like, oh yeah, you're gonna actually lose to this guy, because behind the scenes, you don't want that fight.
Coach Javier Mendez believes a victory at UFC 330 would put Islam Makhachev among the greatest fighters in MMA history. The GOAT debate remains one of the most discussed topics in the MMA world, with fans and analysts having their own opinions on who should be considered the greatest fighter of all time. Speaking to Damon Martin of MMA Fighting, Mendez argued that if Makhachev defeats Garry, it would be difficult not to consider him one of the greatest fighters in MMA history.
The sky's the limit as to how far he's going to go. My opinion is I think he's bordering on close to being the greatest of all time. You know, this win, hopefully we get by this one and then one more. Then I don't know if there's going to be any question on who's the greatest fighter of all time. I think that Islam Makhachev should be considered in that picture, you know, in my opinion. It's my point exactly, you know, it's kind of hard not to put him in that conversation. Look at all the records he holds. If he wins this one, you know, which we can't say we're going to win 100% because nothing's 100%. Garry is a tough customer, but I feel we're going to win, and I feel Islam's going to dominate. But when that happens, like I'm expecting he's going to be in that picture. Everybody's going to be saying that about him, and they should, rightfully so. He would have proven it, you know, by his performance on August 15th. He's going to prove.
Quick heads up, guys. If you're enjoying the content, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the hype button to help us reach more viewers. Now, back to the news. UFC owners have finally revealed how much money the promotion lost while staging the historic UFC White House card. According to TKO Group Holdings' second quarter financial report, UFC Freedom 250 resulted in an approximate $30 million loss for the company. The event was always expected to be a major financial hit because, unlike a traditional UFC event, there were no ticket sales or live gate revenue. However, the promotion managed to offset some of the costs through sponsorships and global partnerships. TKO Chief Financial Officer Andrew Schleimer addressed the event during a call with investors, explaining that UFC incurred significantly higher than normal costs but was able to partially recover some expenses. Initial estimates suggested the UFC White House card could cost more than $60 million, but the final loss was reduced thanks to the partnerships secured around the event. Despite the financial setback, the event did not significantly impact UFC's overall business. TKO reported that UFC revenue increased by 29% year over year, reaching $535.7 million in the second quarter of 2026, compared to $119.8 million during the same period the previous year. The increase was largely driven by the UFC's new broadcast deal with Paramount, which contributed to $64.7 million boost in media rights revenue after the deal began in January. While UFC Freedom 250 ultimately lost around $30 million, TKO expected the one-time event to have a major financial impact. In the bigger picture, the company believes the investment was worth it as the UFC continues to grow. Here are the top 3 memes found on the internet. Number 3 meme was posted by HLB Comer. Number 2 meme was posted by Smash Talk. And number 1 meme was posted by Outrageous Income. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for your daily dose of MMA. Catch you tomorrow.